Rolling.
Welcome back to Bullhead Park here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're getting set for another matchup, and we were incorrect. It's actually going to be Utah State versus the New Mexico Lobos. And they're getting set up for this one. The Lobos, a lot of roster changes from last year, although they're still going to have a few of their best guys. John Weisgerber is still out there for them, and that's going to be huge. Gavin Size has still playing there on the flank position, and of course Cliff Kindred and Christian Portilla. Those guys have been pretty effective for them last year. I know, Carl, you got an opportunity to watch a lot of those games.
Yeah, they had a great progression throughout the season last year. They played some top-notch teams and just seemed to get better every week. Is there Coach Tom Goslow here today? I haven't seen Tom, but
I've seen Matt. I haven't seen Tom now that you mentioned that.
Now these are both D1A teams, right?
Correct.
And so we should have a great game here. This is D1A college rugby,
At its
and
best.
I don't know what the Lobos' record is, but Utah's 1-4, I believe, and they've lost close matches to really good teams: University of Colorado, Colorado State, and possibly another one of the Utah teams, either BYU or University of Utah.
Those are both fine rugby teams.
Both of them are contenders for national championship
Every year.
Yeah. So should be an exciting game. We've had a couple of really good college games today, huh?
Yes, we have.
OU and Texas Tech played one of their conference games here earlier today as part of the tournament, which the High Desert Organizing Committee is very thankful for them to have done for us.
I think Marty did a great job this year with his tournament, picking up the balls and taking it. And
yeah, this is Marty's first High Desert, and it's
so far been a great one.
It's not his first, but his first being the director.
Yeah, that's right.
He's been along there as many years as we have, Carl.
That's right. Well, and he had some tough problems with some very late cancellations. The Santa Fe team not showing up was really sad. They are a team that's actually won the High Desert before in the early days, and
Fort Bliss also not
Fort
coming
Bliss
in.
won it last year and didn't show up this year.
Tyler Davis
Very
kicks that ball off.
Look at that. Lobos got
forward. That's Brad Bedison.
What did he call?
Might not have been 10.
That's what I can only.
Oh, and it was touched by a Utah player first. Yeah. I don't know if I would have just let that guy have that ball.
Yeah.
If you cheat and lose the ball, I mean, why give him a break?
Well, they're going to kick it off
cheating,
again.
It's called exploitation.
Tyler Davis, this one it bounces, and finally taken by Chris Irvin. And Utah State sets up their lines. And this one moving a little bit quicker than that last game.
Crisp transition there, too, from the ruck to
this will be a little bit different pace, I'm afraid. See if we can keep up. There's three of us.
Well, that one went good. Utah
good
just
recycling.
Oh
my goodness! And
Morgan
breaking
Smith.
the gain line, and ball came out, and what
he's
happened?
He's going to blow that one.
Guy had the ball. What happened there?
For offside.
Offsides, yeah.
And that was taken forward by Morgan Smith.
How we didn't see how he got the ball. He was offsides.
Well,
here we go.
Now they're going to go ahead and boot this ball. Kicking right now, number 10 is
Kicking
Jeffrey
for
Clark.
Field position. They're a strategic team and well-schooled.
And Clark gets that ball inside the 22-meter, and he was on the other side of his own 50.
Picked up like 30 yards. That's offense there. Cheap offense.
Well,
Nobody
that's how
too hard for that.
Earlier when we were watching OU, that's how they were getting their advantages. Just kick it into the opponent's side of the field.
Surgically putting them in a strategic position and then getting the line out.
Look at this back line set up here.
That one was won by Morgan Smith.
No depth at all. Totally flat.
Well, they are on defense. Some of them.
No, they were on offense.
And driving through.
They were?
Untouchable.
Yeah,
that's Connor Peterson.
Yeah. He was not held. He could have gotten up, but he recycled it.
Maybe
Connor Peterson got it set. Now that one's out to
Chip
Michael
through for the
Paskett.
UNM needs to clear this ball.
That's David DeVos with the ball.
And they do.
Not too
Didn't get
far
much
on
out
it,
of
though.
it, but at least they have a set piece. And
Yeah, at least they got a little breathing room.
they can reform.
Well, they did not win the last one, and now the Lobos are going to be on defense once again. This ball is thrown in.
These
by
Utah State
Parker
boys
Zimmerman.
look like they're pretty sizable lot. They're a little bigger than UNM.
And they look really, really fit. And
They
come
do
from a high
indeed.
altitude down to a little bit lower.
Nah, it's about the same, actually.
Is?
Yeah,
Well, right now Zimmerman's going to
That
be
was
throwing this
Carl
ball
Hawkins
in.
on a geography lesson.
that's right.
Well, Carl's the world traveler.
I know that.
Having had my rear end worn out up there in Utah a few times, I can tell you that it wasn't the air.
And it was contested there by the UNM squad, and they're going to call it a knock forward on Utah. So UNM now is going to have a scrum down opportunity to get the ball onto their offensive side.
And while these guys get ready for the scrum down, let's talk about the referee, Nigel Platt. He's here from South Carolina on a
Referee exchange right
referee
now.
exchange program, and that's some of the things we're trying to do very well in our union now, and we do it well with Texas and Arizona. We brought one in from South Carolina, and he's a well-versed ref.
He's one of those funny speakers, too. I think he may be a South African. Huh?
He is from England.
England.
He told me last night.
And right now that ball was put in by Matt Keith, who's going to be
That's a funny name for an Englishman. He's
Yeah.
got the English flag on his shorts.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
and right now driving through is Kindred.
Now, that was a nice run. And he set the ball nicely for it to be recycled.
Nicely set up
Oh,
by
pick
UNM.
it up.
Lost forward by Sean
no.
Summer. And Carl, the number 9 for UNM is different than last year, so they're going to be switching out that scrum half position again. That might be one of those reasons some of these balls are getting a little bit tough for those Lobos.
Well, you know, the amount of turnover you get in college rugby is insane, really. It's probably the biggest issue. It's amazing to have any kind of continuity in college rugby, you know, like Cal Berkeley does.
Yeah.
How they
Or
do that, I have no
BYU.
idea. Yeah, BYU, yeah.
When they were winning all those championships, they had the same guys for 4 or 5 years in a row.
How do they do that? Isn't that cheating?
Now you get 5 years of eligibility.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Mine's all gone, so.
I used to know exactly how the rule read.
Look at this.
Oof.
Nice.
Just fighting off men there. That's Kanisi Hosea.
That name is a familiar name in Utah
Nicely.
rugby.
Oh, lost forward there. And they're trying to get the ball
Playing a good advantage, and
knocked forward by Michael Paskett. Come back for a UNM scrum.
He's not happy about that either. You see him jump up like, I will get a try to make up for that.
Well, right now the score is still 0-0. Nobody's gotten on the board yet. It's been mostly played on the UNM side of the field, though.
I don't
You know,
think
these-
our. Go ahead.
The Utah players look really fit, but they've got some guys that are undersized for their positions. That
Look
number
how-
6 there.
Yeah, look how low they are too in
Man.
the scrum.
I mean, that doesn't prevent you from winning, that's for sure. But when you come up against a team that can out-jump you in a lot of those situations.
I used to
Driving in the scrum there, folks.
I used to have some great discussions of disagreement with Doug Park about a body mold fit in a particular position, because I've seen some unusual bodies at the flanker position.
You got a
That's
unusual
Hosea.
body.
Yeah.
Did they ever put you out there?
Everywhere else but there.
Come on, Doug. Let
Jeffrey
it play.
That's
Oh, look
David
at this.
DeVos.
Look at this.
Nice,
That's
nice,
DeVos.
nice.
He's driving forward. He's fought off the first couple tacklers, and finally David DeVos
And he
goes
sets it
down.
nicely. It's recycled.
They finally
Oh,
get
and
that.
there's a kick through, and there's nobody back there.
That's a clever little move. That's the new scrum half, Matthew Keith.
That is a good play. He
Fought
just picked
them.
up a lot of field position.
And they've been contesting these throw-ins. That last one, they ended up getting it on a scrum.
I don't recognize a lot of these guys on the.
0-0.
And right now, UNM gets that ball back after the fumble on the
And they're retaining
out.
possession.
They
Look
are.
at this.
Nice, get it
This
out.
is well-schooled rucking here.
There's Kindred. Kindred
Ooh.
sends it wide.
That number 13, he'll
Jake
take it
Thias.
on,
Banger.
won't he? What's his name?
Jake Thias.
There we go. UNM moving the ball. They got some forwards in the back
Yep.
line doing some punishing.
Driving
Look
forward.
at that
That's
prop.
Gabriel Garcia.
Yeah.
Prop
Gabriel,
was
that's
delivered a blow there and maintained
Kindred
possession.
again.
There we go.
And it looks like Kindred slipped into the number 10 position, and now it's being taken forward by Theus again.
That outside center is a tough dude. Look at that.
It's part of their plan. I think they want him to crash.
And they've sent it out deep into
Here's
the back
a little
line.
move.
DeVos,
That number 15's got
David
a step.
DeVos, and UNM
Oh,
finding a
rucked
ruckus
off the
there.
ball. Look at this.
Oh, what a counter ruck. Oh,
And they're
It
trying to
looked like
fight
some
to get it.
cheating.
came off the
A
other
little
side of the
cheating there.
gate there. Wrong side of the gate.
Well,
He was
not,
holding onto the ball and rolling with it.
so that's going to give Utah the opportunity to kick it now.
Look at that.
And
That
pick
number
up their field
14 got
position.
himself into position quickly. That's well done. That's well-schooled rugby.
So right now the ball is going to be kicked by Michael Paskett. Paskett gets it out to the sideline. Let's see if Utah can this time retain possession on their throw, and they've had difficulty on the last two. UNM's
we
ended
got a
up with it.
We got a real ebb and flow game. This is a well-matched game.
So far.
Played a little bit on this side of the field to Utah's advantage, but quite a few breaks and well-covered game for the Lobos.
There's that interesting, well, that's more of a defensive line for UNM.
And Zimmerman sends it in.
UNM's fine, but look at that offensive line there. It's weird.
And taking
Was that a
this time
short
by
line
Julio
out with a
Hernandez.
bunch of forwards back
5-man,
there? Yeah.
And
They're
now
short
sent out to the
line out.
line. That's Connor Patterson.
That's how they make up for that size problem.
And
They do
now
a short line out.
That's Alex
That's
Astle.
smart rugby.
Yeah, that's what
And
we
Astel's getting blown off the line.
had to do
There's
that many
a
times.
there's
Oh,
a advantage being played
Hands
right
in.
now.
hands in.
No, for
Over
hitting
the
the
top.
ground, diving.
What?
Because there was a lot of players on the ground, so they were diving over, and now they'll just kick it off again and try again. Michael Paskett. Paskett's going to be kicking it now. And he's
going for
electing
post.
to go
Wow.
to post. That's going to be a long one. That's about 40-meter kick. He's right on the 40-meter line, so.
Let's
10-meter
see.
line.
Yeah.
We always have that dispute, don't we? You
Yeah.
always call it the 40. That's the 10.
Well, that's the way I always hear it, is the 40-meter.
Is that right?
Because, I mean, the 10-meter would be over on that side, close to the goalpost.
No.
But you have the 10s off the 50 is what
The
Carl's
50
thought.
and 2 10s. They call it the 10 because it goes 10 on the kickoff.
Well, I've always heard it referred to as the 40.
Well,
Either way.
For clarity, it's 40 meters out.
Either
It
way,
is 40 meters out.
he's actually a couple of meters in front of it this time, so
I hope the
probably about
audience
38
doesn't mind if we argue.
They
We
don't
do.
have a choice now.
We call these games like we're sitting in the living room,
Training
but we don't have any beers.
on the
Somebody-
job training.
on the job training.
All right, well, right now, Paskett kicks
There it
that
is.
ball.
It looks
nice,
good.
Nice.
It is
Wow.
good.
Does. So the kick is
Very
up
well.
and the flags are up. Paskett puts the first 3 points of this game on the board. Utah State now leading 3-0 over the Lobos.
And that was the outside center doing the kicking duties.
Wow.
That's,
He's been the one kicking it the entire game so
Yeah.
far. So
I think that sends a message to UNM right now that if they make a mistake in their half, they're in trouble.
absolutely. I mean, that's how the big-time teams win, with the boot. I remember not this last World Cup, the one before it, New Zealand didn't score a try, but they beat France 14-15 on 5 penalty kicks.
how about that game we called in Tucson with the Austin Blacks and that English kicker that those guys had?
Yeah.
I had him in the day before in the Sweet 16
Oh my
against
God,
the Reds.
was that guy
That-
good or what?
Both those kickers for the Reds and the Blacks, they were surgeons, man.
Some best in the Southwest,
Yeah.
man.
And right now this ball's kicked back to UNM.
Oh, nice
Oh.
bounce! Look at that. That was
Beautiful take, Alex Astle.
That's nice hustle.
And lost forward on a forward pass by the Utah State's team. And now the Lobos will be getting the ball back.
You know, I don't recognize a lot of these Lobos from last year, as you
No,
said, just the
brand
hooker
new.
and-
It's well,
We
you know,
got
I had
Killif
a,
Kindred. Kindred's going to be playing in the center position. He's still,
right.
he's still here, and he's one of the bigger players for the team, as well as Weisgerber and Gavin Size, number 6.
So yeah, well, you see him a lot more. So I only see him twice a year.
you know, I interviewed Tom Goslow a little while back on one of our
Southwest Rugby Show.
Yeah, Rugby Saturday, Southwest Rugby, and he told me that they just had a big turnover and they had a lot of new players, and he was really excited about the level of talent. So
that's good. It's
is
showing.
tough,
though. He's supposed to be building this team, and if that's how you have to do it, that's how you have to do it.
He's building it from the foundation up, and I've had several conversations with him. He's doing it brick by brick and doing it the right way.
Well, the new number
and
9.
The schedule they have is a brutal schedule, but like we said earlier in that girls match, that's how you get good. You play the
this time. That ball's stolen by Karen Wilson.
You may get
Carson
humbled
Wilson.
for a couple of years, but then when you're in that 3rd and 4th year, 5th year.
Look at this. Here we go.
That's Gavin Size out there.
Lobos on the loose ball. They
are
are fit. They are moving to the ball.
Utah's driving over them on those rucks, though.
Yeah, they're layering it up.
And that's a knock forward by Utah State. So now the Lobos will be on the scrum once again.
And Utah
Is that
State.
a penalty? That's a penalty.
Utah
Oh, they're
State's up
scrumming,
3-0.
aren't they?
Looks like they're coming in for a scrum. Some of the forwards got lost.
I guess. They faked me out.
Well, now he's going to set the mark. That's our referee, Nigel Platt, as we said before, from South Carolina.
Originally from England.
So England by way of South Carolina to call this High Desert Classic.
Had a few beers with him last night. We had some very good talks about referee development and bringing the coaching of that part of the game up.
And the referee is going to blow that one dead. So UNM's going to have the opportunity to scrum it down once again.
You know, I just started to feel a little breeze at my back, but that'd be cross field, huh?
Yes, sir.
Look at that scrum. That's low. Both sides.
And that's looking
Utah
better.
State is very, very low.
And this one ends up on the Utah State side, but taken by UNM, it looks like. Nope. They do have the ball. It was picked up there by Julio Hernandez.
As Nigel Platt would say, that was a bit scrappy.
And you see this defensive
Look at
line
that.
for the Lobos setting up.
That scrum half's not afraid to take it on.
No.
They're going for the pick and go as the scrum half is tied up on the bottom
That's
of the pile.
some defense right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Woo.
I think the Utah State should, on their pick and goes, they're running right at the man. They should try to find a little bit of space and run towards the space.
This bushy-headed guy, what is
right
he,
now-
number 12? He's like playing some good defense.
Right
Number
now,
7.
A nice move there by number
Here he
12,
goes again.
Connor
Watch him.
Patterson.
Boom. Is he going to
For
get
Peterson.
that ball?
Connor Peterson driving forward for about 15 meters.
Boom. Oh, he got beat that time.
He's gaining some space there.
And the bushy-haired guy, Carl, is Parker Zimmerman. He's actually the number 2, the hook.
He's a hooker?
Yes, sir.
He's a big hooker.
Uh-oh, nice
And
counter
UNM,
ruck. Nice counter ruck by UNM. Forcing
And good defense
Yes,
on him.
that was
Woo,
the number
aggressive.
10.
I like it.
Montague Chacon.
I like a fly half that'll tackle somebody.
And they're trying to drive through, but they just don't have the numbers. And now that ball offloaded to Elijah Toa.
He's a tough runner.
Yeah, number 10 put a nice hit on him, but ran right through
Right
him.
through him, yeah.
And now sending out, there's Peterson.
Nicely
Connor
done.
Peterson. He sends it out here to the center. And Michael Paskett pops it up. And David puts it down.
22.
Yep.
So that was David DeVos who saved that one for UNM. Otherwise, Chris Polinsky was looking to put down the try there.
Yeah,
Polinsky.
he wants to try bad.
Oh, and we've got Chris Polinsky right up here close. He's a big man
Yeah,
for
he
that
is
number
for a
14
winger.
position.
Yeah.
Big solid side, and UNM now
Shades
taking
of-
the ball.
Shades of a very young Jonathan Lomu.
Matthew Keith, Jonah Lomu.
Jonah Lomu.
Jonah Lomu.
Jonah Lomu.
Shades of Jonah Lomu. Everybody's a shade of him.
That couldn't be more true.
Yeah.
Well, now they're going to send this ball off.
It seems like
That was Konisi Hosea.
Utah State's really looking
Peterson.
Slinging it. They're slinging it.
Peterson.
Oh, that
almost
was
intercepted
yeah, look at
and
that.
Picked up. That's Gavin Size.
Right.
But
Yeah,
Gavin
knock
Size
on,
knocked
unfortunately.
forward.
What's Gavin playing? Number 6?
He's still on the flank like he was last year.
Yeah.
So Gavin Size.
He
is
had some
doing
good games
impressive
last year,
stuff.
man. Looks like he's put on a little weight, too. Look at his legs, man. He's looking powerful.
He's
been in the weight room.
I think several of these Lobos look like they've been training hard for this year.
Well, either way, Gavin Sice's knock forward
They got
leads to
split.
the ball being in the
They
hand.
got the split backs here, so
Carson
it's going to
Wilson.
be. Let's see what they're going to do.
Carson Wilson with the ball. He feeds it under, and
Nice
Utah
hook.
gets the ball.
See how fast that hook got back there, Aaron? That's what I like to see, huh?
Nice.
And
That was
UNM,
very, very poor play
that's
by
Cliff
number
Kindred
10.
right now.
Giving up the ball deep. Oh, my goodness. Who
And
knocked
they're
it
going to
on?
play
I
the,
didn't see that.
knock forward. It's
I thought
because
that was a great advantage.
Yes.
he kicked it off the man's chest. It landed forward. I guess that's where we're playing the
Yeah, but if your
knock
hands
on.
don't touch it, you
Yeah.
don't get it.
Well, that's where we're playing the knock on
See,
for.
there we go. It's the Englishman, Nigel Platt, calling the game.
Well, all right.
It must have hit a hand. Englishmen don't make
Aren't you,
mistakes.
aren't you the Englishman as well?
That's all right.
That's why they don't make mistakes.
I gave it up and became an American. I'm only half bad. My mother's English. My dad's American.
Well, all right. We're back for the scrum now as Wilson has the ball in hand.
You know,
Nice,
that's
well
hooked.
done.
Nice hook again.
Control,
That Utah State forward pass.
Out to Peterson.
They're
Peterson
side,
with
aren't
the,
they? Look at
switch
this.
inside
Great
the basket.
defense.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And right now taken. There's Kindred with the ball.
Get that outside. Good grief.
He's trying.
There we
That's
go.
Jake Theus.
And he's a runner, man. Woo! And he wasn't held, and he got up again. And now the Lobos
And that's Peterson with the ball
lost the
on
ball.
the
Yeah.
steal.
Well, you can't be making those
And
type
the
of
Lobos-
mistakes that close to a try.
A tough counter ruck here. The referee's blown it dead.
And it looks like UNM's backing up for the penalty.
That
It's
was
for coming in
UNM's
from the side.
Yeah,
is
that
what
was
he's calling
UNM's
it.
best penetration. They really, and it's really sort of wide open play. It's not
Yep.
controlled. It's individual athletic ability. Look at
And
this
Paskett
kid.
sends it out wide. This one's being
Well
taken
played.
forward.
Is he
Nice.
going to get rid of it?
Nicely.
Yes, he is.
They'll send it out. DeVos with the ball.
And he is quick. And he needs to get rid of it. Ooh.
He's got some wheels.
And stolen. That ball was
They better,
pilfered quite
hang
quickly.
on to that dude.
Julio Hernandez driving
support.
forward.
They
And
Nice
now
got
the
a
support.
prop on the
Prop,
burst.
Morgan
Tight head
Smith.
prop.
Peterson comes in to sync up that ruck.
And look at that support.
That's
UNM
Henry
better get this
Klinger.
under control.
That Utah State front row is very
Out to
mobile.
Chris Irvine.
They better set up their defense a little better.
And now UNM is driving back the Utah State side.
That's a good.
Chris Peterson with the ball. Now in the hand of Alex Astle.
Fullback takes it in and sets it up nicely.
Connor Peterson, my bad. Now in the hand of Paskett. Michael Paskett.
Nicely done. You see how well he set that back while he was getting
Right.
his
It was
And
good
UNM
defense
stuck.
and good offense together.
Astle now drives forward, gains a couple of meters.
get on your feet, UNM.
And now back in the hands of Konisi Hosea.
That Hosea family puts out some rugby players, man.
He's definitely a fierce competitor.
Back to Jeffrey Clark.
Woo, though, that was bad.
Passes Connor Peterson, and now
Whoa!
Peterson. Ooh, that could have been a big one.
Two
Instead, he
tackles,
slips
bro.
through. Weisgerber
Oh, my
can't
goodness.
get him.
Uh-oh.
And
Fullback.
DeVos
He got it.
doesn't matter. He puts it
Scored.
down for the
Wow.
try. That is Connor Peterson. First try of the game, second score for the Utah State side. That's going to put them up now by 8, pending a conversion. But it's going to be a tough one. It was out
Yep.
in the corner.
Yeah, it's one of those coffin corner conversions. We talked about that in the OU Texas Tech game where this is where the kickers get their money.
One aggressive missed tackle caused that.
Indeed. The little duck. It was what number 12 Peterson did. He just kinda,
he broke a really aggressive tackle that would have really put Utah State in a hole,
Yeah.
and they ended up scoring off of it. So that was well done.
And that's what the big teams do. They're able to take something out of nothing, put points on the board. Now 8 points as we see Paskett there on the far side.
But I don't see a whole lot of difference between these two teams. UNM can easily be in this game.
And they still are.
Yeah.
And
This is a
Paskett,
nice,
he's
almost
got
not
no
good.
dice on that one. So Paskett now brings this team up to 8 points.
I'm surprised there isn't a bunch of yelling and screaming from Lobo fans out here. What is wrong with the Lobos?
Well, they've had a tough one so far.
The fans need to fan up.
So
They're
Pasket's
mesmerized.
miss kick. It's 8 points. The Lobos now have to kick it back.
Well, it's time to, as we usually say, if you get scored on, can you answer the bell and come back and put something on the board? These are short halves.
Where are we at in time? You got
I
any
would
idea?
say close to the closure of this first half, Carl.
That ball is
And
placed
taken
nicely.
now, that's Shad Whaley.
Going weak side.
Nice.
There's
Did you see that-
Hosea.
Did you see that pod turn the corner altogether?
And Hosea's not going down.
On the neck.
Whoa.
Got
And
some
there we go.
Ooh, this
I
guy's
believe
got
that's
some
the
wheels.
fullback.
Back again. What a
Ooh.
what
Gorgeous
good
one.
Gorgeous.
That was
Absolute-
brilliant. That was
absolute
brilliant.
That was something
That was-
special. That
that
was
was
the
teamwork.
6, Ian Newton.
That was all Newton.
That was
He took that, made the break, gave it up,
got it back.
looped around, took it back, and man, he's got wheels. He's got some wheels.
And
That's
Newton,
good.
you know,
That's
There
some of-
was, there were sparks flying over there when he made that clearing space.
That's some of the best rugby I've witnessed out here today, right
Yeah.
there.
Well, and you
that
saw-
was brilliant.
You saw before that, UNM's game line got just slashed by the number 7, Hosea.
Oh,
He just
Hosea's
drove
gonna be-
through him.
He's going to be, he's softening him up, man. And then that little scrum half, I mean, that number 6. That's
The
the
flankers,
that's the flanker that we said was undersized, tearing it up, tearing it up.
Just-
I'm
just
gonna
leave
tell
it to
you,
you guys.
these
There's Paskett.
undersized. Oh, they got it.
Paskett
Don't
converts
tell
on
me
that
about
one.
this undersized stuff, man.
That's going to
Well.
be 15 points now for
that was
Utah
great
State.
rugby. I
It
don't care
was.
what size
Size
that guy
you are.
is, man. Oh my God.
Well, we made mention of the fact that the Utah State pack looks a little smaller than UNM, but they look very well schooled. It's all technique in a scrummaging, and if you're well schooled and you know how to scrummage in the set piece, you can take a big team apart.
Now we
Well,
have to
and
figure out.
Utah State is coached by Zachary Root. He's the one setting these guys up in position.
Well, let me tell you, here's where we find out what UNM's made of. And they don't
That's-
quit. I have
well-
never seen them quit in the last 2 seasons I've been around.
And that one
Look at
bounces.
this, look at
and
this,
Cliff
here we
Kindred
go.
sends
Nice.
it back to his own man.
Took the ball in their own kickoff. I like it. And bursting through, has he got enough support?
He's they
That's-
got a choke tackle on him now.
Yeah, they got him isolated, but he's
And
breaking
just
through,
lost
and they
the ball.
retain it. They retain it. Yeah. They're
That's the
throwing it
lock.
around kind of
Careful-
sloppily, but they're
careful with that
retaining
ball,
it.
UNM, careful.
Now Jake Thias, who had that ball just a second ago.
What happened? They turn it over? No.
No, not yet.
Here we go. Get it out to somebody. Here
Now-
we go.
Nice.
There's that new number 10, Montague Chacon.
Roll in place. Come on. Where is it?
There it
Here
is.
we go.
Faster, faster.
Send it out.
Need to recycle for
Oh,
nice,
yeah, here we
nice
go.
Good
duck.
little dodge.
That was a Muhammad Ali duck.
Tylette Davis for UNM.
What are they waiting for? Here
Oh,
we go.
well, that guy
Not
came
sure,
up.
but Brian Cate is dropped to the ground. Kindred with the ball.
UNM's trying to make a statement here.
They
Let's see
are.
if they can finish it off.
They are
And a nice drive there by
jabbing
Sean
and
Summer.
stabbing.
They got Utah
That's
State on
Thias
their
again.
heels.
What
And
is
now
this?
to the 15.
What was
Sends
that?
all the way back to DeVos.
I
And
have
DeVos
no
has
idea.
lost
no
meters.
support.
I thought he was going to try a drop goal.
That's
the
what
way
I
they
thought
th-
at first, too. Go, why would you do that?
I have
And now
no idea.
taken here
Can
to the
he
wing.
turn the corner?
Not against that big Lomo.
Is that Lomo? That was
I
not
don't-
Lomo. That was number 14.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
It's a shadow.
Well, that was, I guess, out of bounds. It looked like he got it out in time, but not according to the side judge. So Utah State now going to be throwing this ball in there just about 10 meters from the
If-
10-meter line.
So
Can't
Utah
quite tell
State
from here.
wins his line out, puts it into touch. Pretty close to halftime, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah. Oh, they're about 30
Lobos
meters out.
need this bad. Oh, look at
Oh.
this. They're dinking around with it, giving them a chance.
And this one popped up there.
Keeping it in play.
Oh!
Oh! He looked up and saw that man coming
That's
down on him and dropped it.
I know that
Yeah,
was
but he
a-
turned the corner. Nope, they
And
didn't
right
call
now,
it.
Call
DeVos.
it.
DeVos offloads
This
that
looks
ball.
like a try.
And that is
A
good.
try.
Wow.
They're
So
back
that-
in the game.
That was Montague Chacon.
Wasn't that a knock-on?
Back in the game, the
Not
Lobos.
sure, but
Back
Chacon,
in the front row.
Chacon, the
Halftime.
number 10.
Right at the halftime, huh?
Well, they're going to have to first kick their conversion, I would think.
That's going to be one of those coffin corner deals again.
Long kick. So Chacon's run was set up nicely there. Believe that was David DeVos, the number 15, to put them back into this one. They're still going to be down here, but at this point they have 5 points. Here at Bullhead Memorial Park, Albuquerque, New Mexico, in our High Desert Classic.
The 45th High Desert Classic.
45th High Desert Classic. Albuquerque, New Mexico, right here next to Kirtland Air Force Base. And right now,
Beautiful venue.
Chacon is going to be attempting to convert his own try. Does he have the boots? Not quite.
Had the line, didn't he?
Yeah, had the line, but was probably about 6 or 7
Is this a 40-minute half?
short.
What are they doing here?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Either way, Chacon's conversion is no good.
I'm saying we're in 25, 30 minutes.
So, now our score. 5 for the Lobos, 15 for Utah State University.
Maybe this is an official D1 match, like that OU Texas Tech match.
Well, right now, they're going to send this one up. And in the hands now of the Lobos, they're swinging it out to the other side. DeVos with the ball.
They're going
Now back
totally
to Chacon.
sideways. Somebody needs to break
Nice
the game
pickup,
line.
nice.
Kindred
break.
saves that
Zoom!
one. You would have liked to see him keep sending that ball out. Weisengerber.
Come on.
Nicely
And the
set up. Here
Lobos-
we go.
Nice transition
Tylette.
pass. Nice transition.
Break the
That
gain
was a
line,
Nice
somebody.
pass by
Here we
that
go.
scrum half. Didn't you think so, Carl?
And Davis
yeah.
down on the ground.
Sweet. Here's a runner. There's a runner. Yes,
Yes.
breaking the line.
Jake Theus
Yeah.
Yeah, find some support on the outside.
and
Where's-
Brad Bedison.
Still,
Take it in now. Be
still
there.
moving past
Support.
the gain line.
Ball's
it's back
loose.
on Utah State's
Utah's
side.
got it. It's a knock forward.
And that was unfortunate for the Lobos as Utah State University now takes back possession.
I like the fitness level on the Lobos.
Marty, is this a 40-minute, 40? Okay.
It is 40?
Yeah.
So it's a regulation game, huh?
So, as such, the Lobos now are going to be defending the scrum. This ball will be put in by Carson Wilson.
No, but this is really nice, to have this. They lost quite a few points there at the beginning of the game, and there is no give up on this Lobo team, which is really nice to see.
It is. And,
Great fitness.
Resiliency. They didn't get their heads down when they were in the hole there.
That's coaching, man.
Yeah.
That's Goslow's coaching. That
Well,
guy is
still
something else.
10-point deficit right now.
That's all right. 10
We're
points
early
is
in
nothing.
the game.
Here we go.
This one swung out to Elijah Toa.
Close
Nice.
to the sideline somewhere, huh?
Nice ruck
And
by
they
Utah
will
State.
send it out. There's Connor
These guys
Peterson.
are isolated. If
Yeah.
they could stop one of
Paskett, Michael Paskett with the ball.
them. Yep.
And Paskett
Uh-oh.
tries
There we
to send
go,
it to
there we
Peterson.
go.
Kindred tries to contest it, but no dice on that one.
Utah State's got the ball in the ruck. It's coming. Scrum half decides to go the
Got an
other way.
overload over here.
Oh.
That's that.
4 on 2.
There's the hook right there. Parker Zimmerman. And right now,
Zimmerman might have hurt
Weisengerber-
himself swinging that guy around. Look at him holding his
Weisengerber's
leg.
down.
That big second row likes to run, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, wreck second row, bud. He was
And now Peterson with the ball. He'll hold on to
Oh,
it. Break the game line.
He's lucky that prop didn't get him.
Oh,
Oh,
and there goes Connor Peterson. Peterson puts his second try of the game down as he drives about 40 meters to get another 5 points for the Utah State University.
Peterson's got those flash shorts on under there. If you give him some room, he's going to have to run in order to cover the fact that he's wearing those flashy orange shorts under there.
I was
Well,
always used to present nice targets.
So far, he's been nothing but golden, breaking
Yeah.
the game line
No
almost
kidding,
every
man.
time. So at
He's
this
playing
point,
some good ball there at the inside center for Utah State.
Yeah.
so Paskett's setting up to kick.
That's a
couple of conversions.
good-looking team.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that they've lost. They've only won one game in the conference up there.
Well, they got some tough competition around them.
Oh, they do.
And Paskett's kick is up.
and looks good.
And it's good. So Paskett's going to bring them up to 22 points, still 5 for the Lobos. And we're still here in the first half of play, Bullhead Memorial Stadium.
And I think once again,
Bullhead Memorial Park, I should say.
The tackling for UNM was suspect twice on that run, and he actually got that fullback turned around. When you turn that hip, all you have to do is go the other way, and you're dead.
Yeah. When he got past that prop, that tight head, he was gone. Would have been nice to see that tight head get him.
Well, Tylet Davis.
That guy looks like he's about 250, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the loose head, isn't it? Is that the tight head or the loose head?
That's number 3, I think, isn't it? Is that the one we're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And Lobos now back up on defense as Utah took that ball.
Here we go again with
There's
that.
Toa.
Yeah. That was a number 8.
Sorry, Julio Hernandez.
Hernandez, yeah. Here's Toa.
No, that's Hosea.
Hosea?
Yeah.
Toa just had a nice run there.
Toa is number 11, Elijah Toa.
Number 11?
Nice.
Who's number 7?
Number 7 is Konisi Hosea.
Hosea, that's it.
And that ball probably knocked forward by the Lobos.
Should be some call.
I don't see any advantage.
He put his arm up, so he is probably playing that advantage. Hosea now blowing through the game line, picking up 4 meters after he hits the defenders.
I don't think he's playing that advantage.
And
now he's bringing it back. You're
yeah,
right.
He was playing the advantage. So they'll come right back and play a scrum down
Hosea's
from
taking
a
some
knockdown.
abuse. And dishing it out, too.
And dishing it out, too, yeah.
Well, right now, Utah State University has the put-in for the scrum. This UNM side, they've got some tall locks, too. They should be pushing in there. And the number 8's even taller, so they should get that leverage, be able to blow off Utah State.
They're not blowing anybody off. I'd like to see that number 6 pick that ball up and take off here.
That is Carson Wilson with the ball right now. The referee's not going to like that one, though. Nigel Platt.
My favorite part of this is he doesn't like what's going on up there on the dark side.
The dark side.
Trying to shed some light on the boys.
So we'll see if the prop can more properly
Anybody
do
ever
what they
shed
like.
any light on you in there?
Not without paying.
Luckily not for Delbert.
Here we go.
And Utah State gets it back.
Nice pass, nice.
They're going to skip
pass.
it.
Oh,
And
wow.
he's going to drive.
Boom!
That's Chris Polinsky.
Oh.
Nice.
Chris Polinsky just taking that ball forward. He's trying to find somewhere to go with it.
Smartly done. Boy, he was running
That
full
number,
bore.
Now
that
that's
number 10
Hernandez.
can put some wood on.
Julio
Woo,
Hernandez
put the
now.
wood
I
on.
saw him lay somebody out earlier, too.
He laid out one of his own players, too, then.
That's Morgan
He
Smith.
took one of each out.
I have a theory on that. Don't get in my way.
Here we go.
Ian Newton. And UNM just trying to find something. That was Cliff Kindred trying to ruck, or trying to, counter
See,
ruck.
that's the same guy that came up too fast before. That's
Michael
13. He
Paskett.
needs to control his
Oh,
his
he's got
attack.
some
Here we
space
go.
there. He's
That's
around the
Christian
corner.
Portilla. And Portilla,
Looking for some
One
He's
man
going
to
to beat
beat.
this guy.
he's
gonna
got
beat
to.
him.
Christian
Come on.
Portilla taken out of bounds.
That's a
Oh.
cardinal sin on a break like that.
Well,
You
Christian
don't wanna go
Portilla
into
was
touch.
getting, they had the
Yeah.
angle on him. Christian Portilla, though,
I thought he was
going to
beat that guy.
Yeah, I thought he was.
He
gonna
should
get
have
around
slowed down and waited for help. Done
Yeah.
a little sevens action.
it. Yep.
Well, Christian Portilla's run
there
is
was
still
nobody
going to
else
give them
around
better
pressuring.
position.
There was one guy out
Yeah.
there. Here we go. UNM showing a little resilience. Can they win this ball? They got the height. Nope. Tapped well back, but look at that. That had to be offsides, didn't it?
And there's
They didn't even compete for that one
There
as the
goes
ball
the-
now goes out of bounds.
And they you know,
well, the UNM do have
cleared
the
their
lineup.
line, as they say.
Took a little pressure off the Utah State boys. That was a good kick. Nice tap in the line out. As a hooker from the front of the line out, I was talking with John Veely earlier. I always like those tips to the scrum half.
John Veely. John and Al are here.
Yeah.
And a bad
Father
throw by
and son team.
Weisengerber.
Well,
Julio Hernandez takes
Al,
the ball.
basically the founder of OU. Huh?
yep.
And Hernandez being driven back finally
I'd like
by
to
the
meet
Lobos
him.
side.
He's here.
They
I'll
have
introduce you.
that whole field is named
Polinsky.
after his dad. And
You could hear that hit
yeah.
from up here as Polinsky was taken by
he
DeVos,
got
but
it.
now there's Peterson again. Connor Peterson
What's the
driving in. That's his hat trick today. Connor Peterson brings the score up to 27 in favor of Utah State University.
Connor, you can wear any color shorts you want, buddy.
You earned that.
Well,
You
that
are
was
tearing it up.
How hard is that 14?
that was
run, man?
Polinsky, because, yeah, those DeVos Polinsky, we've seen those hits twice now right in front of us.
It's been a long time since I've seen a winger run that hard and just plow through people.
Well, I'd like to know
Well,
where that winger comes from, because he is a big, big boy to be playing
What
that
do you mean
position.
where he comes from?
Well,
He comes from Utah.
You never know.
You think he's a foreigner?
No, I mean Texas,
Yeah.
Red Bull somewhere.
What I'm thinking is that the Lobos are hitting these guys hard. They just have to wrap them up so they
Yeah.
can't get rid of the ball because they're
They
losing
really
out on the.
They've smacked them.
Yeah,
they've smacked them 2 or 3 times.
It's
really
not
well.
for lack of aggression. You just got to
Right.
wrap them up so that they don't have an opportunity to get rid of that ball because they got some runners, man.
Right.
That Peterson, he'll take that loose ball all day long. He is there.
No conversion.
No conversion on that one, so our score is going to remain at 27 in favor of Utah State.
22 points, man. Woo.
You know, back on Labor Day weekend when we were up in the Santa Fe tournament, UNM was down in the college championship match to New Mexico Tech, several tries. And they came back and tied that match in the score. I can't remember what it was, but they ended the match tied.
Well, we're still in the first
Yeah.
the first half of this one, so there's a long way to go. And if the Lobos can maybe figure something out, you see Cliff Kindred down there, the number 12. He's trying to get his boys set up. And we see Tylette Davis pop this one up. Taken by Utah State.
He's isolated. They should be able to
Yeah.
get this. No,
As
they're
Brian
not.
Farley on the reception.
They need this
This
ball
is-
deep in territory and get a quick try. Here we go. That's some defense. Oh,
That's
my goodness.
Julio
Number
Hernandez.
8. Yep, that's Hernandez.
Julio Hernandez is tough to take
And
down.
he turned
but
it over.
Turn it
He
over.
oh, no, that's
he's
a
not-
hand.
He was
That's
not
hands
releasing.
in.
That was hands in. Missed call by Platt.
Little bit of exploitation there.
And there's Hosea. Hosea driving forward. Now in the hands of the hooker Zimmerman. And UNM is driving over them.
Oh,
Ball ends up in the hands, though, of the 15.
Knocked
Alex
forward,
Astill.
and the.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh.
And the referee blows it dead, probably offsides. Nope, diving
No.
over the ruck.
Penalty. They can kick it.
They likely will because Paskett's got a boot. But then again, they're handing it now to Carson Wilson instead. So they're just going to drive forward, keep trying to push their will on UNM right now.
If they continue to inflict their will on them like they're doing, it's going to be hard for UNM to suck it up.
And we see the tap. Hosea with the ball.
And
Blows over Cliff Kindred.
There goes some more infliction.
And Gavin Size didn't really help with that one. So now sent out to the number 10, Jeffrey Clark.
Nice, wow.
And right now there's Polinsky. Polinsky does not want to go down. And does he have the try?
Yes,
he does. So Chris Polinsky puts his name up on the board as he gives his team 32 now over the 5 of the Lobos. And Polinsky is a hard runner out there.
Utah State's having fun, man.
Yep.
That's dangerous. You can't let them have too much fun.
Putting a little bit too much fuel on the fire here.
You got it.
And that's their third straight as Peterson had 2 and Polinsky had 1. 3 straight, and now we're going to see Paskett kicking here right in front of us. So we can maybe see how he prepares, but he missed the last one.
What are they doing? Why did the ref make a move?
UNM, it might be halftime now.
Yeah, it must be.
Because we do see both sides heading, UNM's heading to their own sideline. But first, Paskett's kick does not
Missed
have
it.
the line, so that's going to leave our score now at 32 in favor of Utah State. 5 for the UNM Lobos. We'll be right back with the second half, folks. Stick around. And welcome back to US Bullhead Field. We're watching the second half of Utah State University taking on the New Mexico Lobos. Right now, Utah has a 27-point advantage coming into the second half.
And I would say they really have a bigger edge than the score itself in that they're controlling the line of gain and
certainly the momentum of this
yes.
game. Well, right now they're going to have to kick off to UNM. And so far we've got Connor Peterson, the number 12. He's already got a hat trick just in the first half alone. So
I've been real impressed with all the backs in that Utah State back line.
And they've been playing good defense as well. Looks like, I can't tell, looks like they are going to have the hooker. Parker Zimmerman's going to be kicking this one off. So you talk about your knees, Dell. That hooker's got to have some good ones to be kicking.
That certainly wasn't one of my fortes.
Mine neither. And the referee gets them all set up. Thumbs up. I think he's counting UNM's side to make sure they're all good. Our referee, Nigel Platt, from England by way of South Carolina. And he wants to set them up.
So he just actually moved that kicker over, didn't he?
He did. But Zimmerman sends it out.
Nice spot.
Lands in the hands of UNM there.
But still hits the ground.
Does. And that one, that was Christian Portilla who got blown up on that one, one of the returning Lobos. There's only a few on this side, and now to Cliff Kindred. Kindred taken down by 3 Utah State players.
Well, they had that space closed down fast.
Well, the Lobos, they're waiting to cycle these balls out.
They're pretty fortunate, these early breakdowns.
And that was a terrible one, intercepted this time by Michael Paskett.
That's not what University of New Mexico needed. The Lobos did not need that.
So why not hand it off to the big lock, Henry Klinger. And now they're just picking and going, and now UNM's got the ball. But the referee's going to call them offsides. Oh, sorry, not clearing. Not clearing away. So that's going to cost UNM the possession. And they will just tap and go. There is Hosea. And Hosea, impossible to take down right now. And now dropping it again right on the goal line. Can UNM hold this one up?
This would be interesting. I haven't seen him stop him getting over the gain line yet.
And it is held up. The ball was held up in the try line, so UNM is going to be on the defense of this scrum. Utah State will be scrumming down now. Balls will be in the hand of Carson Wilson. And they bind together. Score is still 32-5 in favor of Utah State, who is smelling blood right now, right close to the UNM side. And didn't like the way the pack was tied together, so they'll make him do it again. And this one fed in. Utah State's getting blown off, but they do get the ball.
Nice.
And finally send it out to Jeffrey Clark. Clark drives in.
He got greedy and didn't make it.
Nope, Peterson into ruck, but he's not enough as UNM poaches the ball.
UNM poached the ball. See, I have a theory.
There's Portilla, Christian Portilla, driving through. He's got to wait along.
Got some wheels, doesn't he?
He does. And he's one of the experienced UNM players.
Yeah, the fly half for Utah State should have made.
Here comes some beef.
Ooh, drives through. That's their number 10, Montague Chacon, the try scorer. And there's Portilla again.
And he's well supported. Recycled ball, it looks like.
And right now they're just trying to ruck. And there is Kindred just on a pick and go.
They're playing some good rugby, getting it out of here.
Send it out wide.
Somebody needs to clear
to the
thing.
forwards. That's Morgan Smith, the tight
He's
head.
isolated.
And the tight
they
head
keep
can't
this?
get anywhere.
Yeah, they're going to keep
I
it.
apologize, Gabriel Garcia.
Here's a break.
And that's the wing on that far side, Aiden O'Hara.
He ran into a wall of guys.
He did.
And UNM gives up the ball.
Oh.
That's Polinsky. Chris Polinsky's
Oh,
ball
Knock on.
is knocked forward.
He's going to play advantage to see if
We'll see.
I see Tom Goslow down there.
He's going to discuss with the side judge what just happened. Because really the ball was attempted to be passed back, and then UNM player deflected it backwards towards his side.
I think that's an intentional knock-on.
Yeah.
It's a penalty.
It is. What's he calling?
Well, it is going to be the knock-on, and they're going to scrum down now.
Wow.
So there's no yellow cards or anything like that, luckily for the Lobos.
It's like an Olympic volleyball pass, and then somebody slammed it.
Well, now Utah State scrummaging close to the UNM sign again.
Even if it's intentional.
I've
You ever
him
seen
give
a card?
them. Yeah,
Yep,
I have. It's
have
unfortunate.
seen it.
If it breaks up a try, you can give them a penalty try.
Well, on multiple occasions, if it's something that happens again, they call it.
Interrupting the flow of the
if you-
game.
Yeah.
Intentionally interrupting the flow of the game.
Yeah.
I can't remember the word. It's basically like salty
it's a professional
play.
foul.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
It's an etiquette issue.
Etiquette.
That's a nice adjective for this game.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. That's something that you trained hard in El Paso. Etiquette. Yeah. Something's going on over there. Oh.
What you got?
Can't quite tell. Might have been some people on the field from the
I think so.
back of the end zone there. That's where a lot of the teams are sitting, just because that's where the natural shade is on this field. But finally fed in there. And he'll send it out to the line. There's Peterson with it again. Peterson to Paskett. Paskett dodging through. UNM needs to take the man down. Instead, it's off to Elijah Toa.
Nice.
And Elijah Toa.
Did he get it?
Let's see. No.
No, I think he called the knock on, didn't he?
We'll see. He's checking with his side
that's
judge
good.
on this close side.
That's really nice that he does that. I like the three-man mechanics of this.
Well, and they're talking to the people in the backside that they're too close to the line.
Yeah, they're on the field and
Yeah.
they're
That's a tight line back
impeding play.
there. I thought maybe he was asking if they saw if he scored.
Looks like he
Check
scored.
with everybody involved.
Either he scored or UNM is just standing in the shade to cool off.
And that is a try. Elijah Toa, 5 more points for Utah State University. And Elijah Toa now gets his name up on the board to join up with Polinsky and Peterson and Newton, all who have put points up in this one for Utah State. And so we'll see Paskett attempt another conversion attempt. So far, he has missed 3 conversions, and he's converted twice.
Well, UNM's getting schooled here at this point. Not for lack of effort, but they're just being outplayed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Paskett takes another one. Difficult kick from the sideline. We know he can kick like 40 meters. That's what he did on his first penalty kick. He's got the distance. Does he have the line?
Nope.
No, they won't raise the flag. So that's going to keep our score at 37 for the Utah State University, 5 for the Lobos.
Now, who's number 18 on here? Who did he come in for?
Substitution.
For who?
He's been on the field for a little bit of time. Brian Farley, he was the one, or Farley, he's the one who received the opening kickoff, or the kickoff a little bit earlier on Chris Polinsky's try in the first half.
That is one stout dude.
Yeah.
So the first points of the game go to, or the half go to Toa and Utah State University.
Let's see if UNM can win this half. Come on, guys. Not that I'm partisan.
the former Lobo Carl Hawkins, everybody.
Former Lobo.
That's right.
Never former. Always a
Always.
Lobo. Get some sugar up here. I don't want any sugar. I'll just take straight water.
Well, UNM right now, they're getting set up. Don't know. What do you think referee Nigel Platt is talking to him about right now?
Is there possibly something still going on in the back of the try zone back there, or what?
Not sure,
He's
because
sitting-
this has been a little bit of time that we've been waiting for this kick. Nigel Platt ready for this one again, or?
It's a. Here we go. The touch judge is coming out of there.
Okay,
now.
yeah, you were right. They were.
Tony Nichols is cleaning up the
Cleaning
end
up,
goal area.
taking care of the riffraff in the corner.
Yeah,
as well as teaching all the new refs. And this one goes up.
that was a good kick.
It was
Nice.
lost, but backwards
And
for
they shoulda
Utah
had it.
State.
Yes, they should have.
UNM
can't-
should have had that. That was an excellent kick.
That's
And
a-
Farley with the ball. Another stout man for Utah State, as you were mentioning before, Carl. And they skip over. They'll just send it out to the back line.
Nice.
Another
Nice
reversal
loop.
back into Hunter Zimmerman.
Nice
And
loop
Zimmerman
again.
with the ball again. And now
They created an
that's on that far
overload with
side.
a loop. That was beautiful.
And what are they going to do? They can't stop him. That's Chris Polinsky. And Polinsky, he's
Going
going
to
to
the middle.
trace to the center, and he will get another try. So Chris Polinsky getting jealous of the scoring now. He's got his second of the game.
That was beautiful back
Yes,
play there. In
yes.
fact, I was somewhat disappointed that they didn't use the forwards because they had them all set up to
Yes.
really rumble. And they skipped out those forwards. They made two passes. They had a
Pass
loop,
and loop
and
and
they
another pass and loop.
they created an instant overload, and the wing was gone.
Well,
That
like-
was great rugby.
Like he said, double loop. And that was Zimmerman back and then over and over again.
That was very pretty.
No, it was only
Who's
one
he?
loop, I think.
Well, Zimmerman
did
ended up
too.
with the ball twice
I
on
think he did
switches
He
on
does
the
that
the
loop.
right?
guy.
He
passed,
just kept
looped,
looping.
Passed it again, looped it again, and got it to the guy, the number 14.
It was awesome. I liked it.
And this one's up from Paskett, and it's
Got it.
good. So Paskett finally gets a 7. So now we're at 44 points, 5 points for UNM, as Paskett kicks a good one.
Now it's like,
Yeah, the close game we watched there at the beginning has just run away now. We've got a 39-point difference. And now UNM, they scored very quickly, that Utah State team. It was on their first recycle.
They set the tone early.
They got the ruck, and then they sent the ball out and scored immediately. So UNM having to kick off.
That was just
Tyler
beautiful.
Davis with the kick. It's up into the hands of the scrum half, and Wilson goes down.
I think that's number 13, but
And now there he goes.
Oh,
That's
nice.
Connor Patterson.
Oh,
And
man.
Patterson breaking the game line. Dodges David DeVos. Tylette Davis gets it. And now
Oh,
into the
nice
hands
unload.
of Michael
Yep.
Paskett. And Paskett gets his first try of the game, his
Nice.
second
That
score,
was-
multiple scores.
to see how the sport was, there was 2 or 3 guys there with him. But that was a good play.
And so at this point, Paskett is just driving down the field, or Utah State, I should say. That's twice in a row off their first sets.
No, they're just breaking right through. It's the UNM is deploying the famous sieve defense. That ain't gonna cut it with these guys. They got wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Now
They got every tackle counts, so
Right.
you're in trouble.
they might have broken the spirit of these Lobos, because it is just crashing through, and those tackles aren't being made.
There is not much starch in their sails.
And this one's up. And Paskett's kick. We don't see the flags. So, on that misconversion, our score is now 49 for Utah State. Still 5 for UNM.
The UNM backs have got to make those tackles.
Yep.
If they don't bring these guys to the ground, they're just going to get eaten alive.
And their defensive backs aren't coming up together. There's
The
a couple
forwards are
gaps.
kind of holding their own.
Yeah.
You know, it's a, you know, there is a Utah advantage in the forwards, but they're killing them in the backs.
Yeah. It's like we have that old boys match going on over there.
On that far side, I believe that's field 3, yes?
Yes. I think I just saw the Denver old boys put the first try in.
And this one is sent up. It's not going to make it. Doesn't even go 1 meter.
I don't
Stays straight down
understand
the
that.
line.
I've had that frustrating time coaching. You got to get the ball 10 yards.
Well, you got the kick again.
You
Anyway.
get too fancy, you're going to pay.
And Davis with the pop-up this time into the hands of Wilson. And
This
he
time
is
he
just
runs
a
through the
monster.
forwards.
And we see Hosea.
And he's got his buddy behind him, and they
Gavin
communicate.
Size.
Here we go.
Not making
again.
much.
No. Nice communication
This
there.
one's out to the line.
Good
Good
bounce.
hands.
And Zimmerman, nope. This one goes back to Hernandez. Julio Hernandez driving forward.
That guy is a beast.
Very versatile number
Nice
8. Now
pass by
Patterson
this
with
flag.
it.
Here goes another break. Yeah, not this time.
Nailed.
Number 10.
10.
Number
That was
10.
The defensive maestro
Chacon.
for UNM.
Chacon
he
playing
needs to be making
strong
some
there.
tackles.
Yeah.
And now we see
There we
Ian
go.
Newton
This is
again.
better rugby from UNM. Play that defense, guys. Shut them down. Here they come wide.
Zimmerman with the ball. He
and
tries
it's a
to
bad
send it
pass
out.
and a knock forward. Here we go. UNM's got the ball on the 22.
And that
What
was
are they gonna do
Elijah
with it?
Scoring
Toa.
time. It's scoring time.
That was Elijah Toa with the knock forward. So UNM's going to have a scrum. And I don't know if we've seen them. Well, they've had maybe 1 or 2 offensive scrums so far. Usually Utah has been the ones receiving those.
Yep. We'll see how.
Here we go. Scoring position. What do we got set up?
See what Will Lobo Pack does with this set piece.
That fly half is pretty deep for the
Yep.
22. What's he doing back there? Get greedy. Get up there.
Absolutely.
The ball is fed under.
Nice strike.
UNM, the ball squeaks out. Now into the hands of Chacon. Chacon bowls over a man, gets back up, and Chacon,
Where's his help? Come on.
well, Davis gets up there,
And a
sends
big
it out to the 8-man. That's
Oh,
Brad
knock
Bettison.
forward.
No.
what do you call?
Offsides.
Offsides. Here we go. Go for post.
They're going to go for post.
They will be going for post right now.
I think you got to set the tone here and go for the try.
They're trying to run up the score. Take the easy stuff. Clock stopped. No, it's not. T. Oh, my God. Drop kick it.
I mean, we're still early in the second half. There's lots of time, but this is kind of.
Not 50 points worth of time.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen how quick teams can score here. They could potentially do it, but you want to just stop this line of scoring by Utah State.
They're just trying to win the half. I think Goslow said, let's just win this half. I mean, that first half got away from us. Let's win this half.
Well, Utah State scored 6 times in a row so far. So UNM, if they can put this one through the goals, they'll finally have a response. And that's kind of half the battle.
I would imagine that those Utah guys are getting kind of tired of making these long runs.
And Chacon's ball
Nice. Well, see, even though he
hits
did
the
make
food
this,
truck, and it's good.
even though they score here on that penalty kick and they get some more points on the board, I don't think it instills any fear in Utah State.
No, but it does get UNM the ball back on the
Yeah,
kickoff.
That's true. But would have 2 on a try.
No, I tend to agree with you, Delbert. I don't know that I would have been kicking.
Well, the score now 8 in favor of 8 for UNM, 49 for
We got
University
another
of
substitute, number 22.
Utah State. Apologize.
Who's number 22 that just came
For
in?
which team?
For UNM.
Oh, he's been on the field. That's Josh Weisgerber.
So somebody came off. We got a new player on. I didn't see which one he came in for.
Might be number 16 out there, Sean Swanson.
There we go.
Didn't see who he took off
Here
the
we go.
field,
Here's
but
the
we do
kick.
see one of the locks is off
And
the
it's
field.
a nice kick, and there's no support
Davis
there,
has
but
it.
he got rid of it.
Nice.
And UNM switching the side of the
Boom.
field.
He's
That's
put-
Chacon.
Chacon is like
he
putting
runs
some hurt
hard
on
and
some
tackles
boys.
hard.
Yep. He's a good player.
And Chacon back with the ball again. Send it out
Make
to
a break,
DeVos.
somebody. Come on.
And then Davis.
Oh, you
There
got
we
And
go.
now
On
here
the
we are
corner.
on the end.
Get rid of
And
it.
he's running in front of his own players. Smart move.
He needs to get rid of it.
And right now, David DeVos
Oh.
loses the ball.
That's a penalty.
And
He cannot drive him
hopefully
into the ground.
he is okay. David DeVos is down right now.
That usually brings out a card when you see that. That's dangerous play.
Usually, that's what I would expect.
Yeah, it
but
looks like
he's
talking about it. Yeah, they're
No,
gonna
he didn't even make an attempt to safely put him on the ground, which is what you're
He's
supposed
lucky
to
he
do.
didn't land on his head. I think
Yeah,
he just got the wind
He
knocked
might
out
have
of
hit
him.
his head when his body hit.
Well, that's what I think he's okay with. I think it's just to
breath.
knock the wind out. Sin bin time.
Did they give him a card?
I don't
No,
know.
he's heading out.
Looks
Tony
like
Nichols is going, what are you doing?
He's
Give
gonna-
that guy a card.
he's going to confer here, and then he'll call the captains over and make his decision. You know, when you do pick up a guy and decleat him like that, it's awful hard to give him a kiss on the way down.
I'll tell you what, though. It hurts.
It does.
It feels good to do it sometimes,
Yeah.
but it hurts when you get that ground like that. That's a fast little fullback, and he took a little heat then. I think he's okay.
Well, and DeVos is one of the keys of this team.
I still don't
Referee
see.
wants the captain.
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
Who did it? Number 14? I mean, number 18?
Can't tell. One of the players is the captain,
Yeah, he
one
called
is
over
not.
the offender, number 18.
So Wilson, and that's Farley.
We were talking about.
Was he low enough? The Utah players are kind of laughing because number 18 is rather short, and
I don't think low enough is what the concern
low enough
is.
isn't good enough. Yeah. He might get away with it. He's doing a lot of talking. I haven't seen the card. Is he writing anything down on that little card?
Can't tell.
Hey,
yeah.
gave him a break.
Just lets him walk away.
Gave him a break.
I'm sure he was letting him know if he sees it again, it's not going to be okay. But
Right, make that sends a total warning to both teams in reality of that.
Utah's setting a little play up if the ball stays
and that ball's
in.
not going to go out of bounds. Wilson
Nice
takes the
take.
ball,
Nice.
and Portilla takes him down. Portilla's nailed as he's trying to get up. And now
Here they go.
Another penalty. What do they call?
let's see.
Obstruction.
Obstruction on that one, so UNM now has the ball.
Yeah, here they are back again. Kick it.
Julio Hernandez.
They're
Are they
going
going
for
to
the
kick
They're gonna
again?
go for post.
Yeah,
They're racking up the points, baby.
Let's see if it's Chacon again.
Of course it will be.
Okay.
And there's the
From what I've seen of this number 10, Chacon,
definitely going to be a good player.
yeah, he is. And
How old is he? A freshman, sophomore? What is he?
Not sure. We don't have any.
You can build a team
anything?
around that guy.
I would think I'd be playing him at number 12.
No.
Crash as hard as he crashes and his defense.
If you got a number 10 that can play like
Yeah.
that,
You know, if I'm looking at this right,
I
the
love
number
the
15
hard-hitting
that-
number 10. Johnny Wilkinson, remember him?
He's
a
my
little
favorite.
hard-hitting number
Not
10.
Not to mention a guy who
English
could kick
boy.
a 60-meter conversion or penalty. You know,
Or drop goal.
Another limey guy.
talk about a left-footed
Right
drop
through,
goal.
man.
Right through.
So that's good.
This guy's a rugby player here. I like him, number 10.
Chacon with his second straight penalty kick.
I think that guy's a future aardvark. Where's the aardvark recruiting team?
They're playing on the
Playing
field over there.
They're
So
playing
the
in
score now, 11 for UNM, 49 for Utah State.
back in the game, baby.
And, you know, looking at the
38 points, that's
the
doable.
line, David DeVos, the player who
Oh,
came
they
off.
let that bounce. My God.
Jeez.
That was
That's a
terrible.
cardinal sin. You can't let that ball
Cardinal.
bounce like that.
Well, they're going to come back now.
Tony. How did that guy
Karen.
away without a card with that pick up and throw. It's ridiculous. And that's your fellow Englishman.
All right, so they're going to set up for a midfield scrum as the ball did not go 10. So UNM right now, they'll be on the offensive side of this one as the ball did not go 10. We'll see them just get reset here again. So two foreigners on this UNM side. Number 15, David DeVos, is from South Africa. And then France is the home of Hugo Asselin, number 24. As this ball sends out to Chacon. Chacon sends it wide and taken out of bounds.
That didn't work. He shouldn't have. That was not a good fly half play.
That was the.
He needed to turn that back and give him some space, but he ran everybody straight out.
Well, that was DeVos on the run, so he's up and alive.
Yes, oh yeah.
And
He hopped back up. He just got the wind knocked out of him. He didn't hit his head. That's what Delbert and I were worried
Davis
about.
tries
Nice.
to get that, but instead it's won by
Tapped
Hernandez.
it to himself. Hernandez is a player.
Julio Hernandez.
That's trouble. They broke the line.
And that's Hosea.
And he's got plenty of support.
Nice support there. Nice ruck. Nice clean out.
Now out to Peterson. Peterson tries to find a hole on the inside, but UNM squeezing a little bit more on defense now. That ball fumbled a little bit.
That's a penalty, too. The hand going over. Did you see that little claw?
Yeah.
Little clawing
He's blowing
action.
it up.
He called it.
It was offsides. I'm kind of surprised because the Utah State scrum half fumbled that ball a couple of times at the bottom of that, but
Yeah,
it was offsides or was it
that was
hands
what it was
in?
offsides.
Huh.
Well, the
Must
scrum
have been
half, he
before.
can dig it out, but he bobbled it a couple times.
Bobbled
I would
it, so.
think it would be a knock on.
That little 18 is playing some rugged rugby.
Brian Farley, and there's
he should be on the
Hosea.
sideline with a penalty, but
Yeah.
Hosea
he's
can't
leading,
find any
leading
room.
the attack. What's that guy doing over there?
I'm not really sure. That's
Yeah.
Davis.
He was
We
lost.
got one of our players playing in their back line.
Oh, there he goes.
And
There
driving forward is Ian Newton. And right now, that's Zimmerman,
Nice dummy.
and that's number 17, Hunter Zimmerman.
Some
as
good
opposed to
defense
number
being
16,
played by
Parker
UNM.
Yeah,
Zimmerman.
they've tightened up their defenses.
They
that's
have.
for
Oh,
sure.
lost
And
ball
lost
there.
backwards. And now back into line, Peterson. He sends it out to Newton.
So, you know, that winger sort of switched back inside.
There's
yeah.
Peterson again.
When you saw that, he's got to
I
come
think
back.
we got
inside.
another obstruction there, didn't we? What do we get?
Penalty for University of New Mexico.
They can clear the line now. Get a boot.
Yeah, another obstruction. You're right,
Obstruction,
Carl. And I think we talked about it last year. I can't remember what Utah team we were watching against the Lobos, but high school rugby in Utah, a lot stronger or just has a little bit more years on it. So
That
we
was
see-
University of Utah. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
watching the University of Utah versus UNM game, and the average number of years of the college players was like 6 or 7 years of play
just
before
'cause
they
all
got to
of them-
college.
Yeah, all of them had played, pee-wees. They played high school.
They got a great system up there.
Utah has more SIPT high school teams and SIPT high school players than probably several states combined.
The Utes were ranked number 5 when we had them out at Bullhead Park.
Chacon to Kindred.
He needs to make a break.
Well, Cliff Kindred's been holding on to the ball and not passing it out when there's
nice counter
space.
ruck. Nice counter ruck by Utah State.
As
but
Hosea takes the
I
ball, but
guess the ref didn't like it.
Penalty.
probably hands in. Nope, diving over.
Hey, UNM's starting to get a little bit of momentum here.
They've got the
By
last two
virtue
scores.
of Utah mistakes, but there's another.
This one goes out of bounds as Polinsky goes to chase it.
And the touch judge on that side is Pablo Garibay from the Brujos.
Yeah, he's a good rugby player too. That
Yeah.
guy is.
And a good ref,
Yeah.
multi-talented. I thought I saw Tom Goslow over there, but
No, I don't believe so. From what I've seen, it's just the assistant coach out there.
Right.
Well, that's strange Tom wouldn't be here. I wonder what's up.
As University of New Mexico gets ready to toss this one in. They do, and it's won by Utah State.
That's not
And right
good.
now, Zimmerman sends it out to Peterson. Peterson, he's going to cycle it out as well, and kicked up by Paskett.
Fullback's there.
David
Nice
DeVos
take.
gets the ball.
Nicely done.
And
Nicely
DeVos
done.
Nice
crashing
Who's
through
with
the
him?
line, but he needs to find support. You're saying right, Carl.
Boom. There we go.
Come on. Let's seal some heart here.
And the ball's held up right now.
It's going to be a turnover if they don't get
Yeah,
the
they're
ball
still
into
moving
play.
forward, though. They are moving
UNM's
forward.
got the maul moving.
Yeah.
And then Utah
Uh-oh.
steals the ball. That's Wilson.
That's a heartbreaker.
And knocked
Knock.
forward by Utah State, so University of New Mexico will take the ball back again.
That was a close call right there. I don't know if I would have called a knock forward on that. But we'll take it.
Yep.
University of New Mexico now going to be putting the ball in. That's going to be Matthew Keith here on the put-in.
UNM needs to get their heads up. What are they doing? Walking back lackadaisically. They need to. This is a big chance for them. Here they are again in striking range.
And this one is going to be
Lost
won by
their
Utah
hook.
State.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even see a hook from UNM. And no dice on that one as it comes
Gotta
out to the
overload.
outside. Right now, that's Paskett. Paskett out to Polinsky. Polinsky's just got to beat DeVos. And Polinsky does not. They will
a
call the
try.
try.
Wow.
Chris Polinsky with a try.
That's number 3 for him, isn't it?
That will be his, yeah. He's at 15 points on the game.
He made up for that early mistake. I said, remember I said he needs to make up for that? My goodness, has he made up for it? He's had a great game.
He's been great to watch, especially when he had those huge collisions right in front of us, and you really heard the pop.
Utah State's been really tough on the outside, man.
They do. Their backs are eating it up.
So
They're big and strong and fast. I mean, it's a good combination. Deadly.
Still hard to believe that.
well, you can't take out what their forwards have been doing too. That number 7 Hosea, the
That's
flanker.
a good-sized prop
That's
right there,
good,
too.
It looks very mobile. I like that size.
They're a big squad to beat, and we're going to see Paskett getting ready to kick another conversion.
So that puts them up, what, to 60?
They are currently at 54.
54?
And we'll see if Paskett can make it 55 or 56. And the kick is up.
No good.
The flags are not, so it is going to remain 54 for the Utah State University. Still 11 for the UNM Lobos. And Paskett, he's had a lot of attempts. The only problem is they've all been really tough kicks. And right now, UNM, the chaser, didn't hit the man who got it. And so that's Farley.
It's on the ground. Ruck over. Good God almighty.
Counter that, man.
All right, well, Hosea now
Blasted
with the
that
ball.
loose head on that
And
counter.
Hosea sends it off now to Newton. And
Newton
Ian
only
Newton.
knows forward, doesn't he? He doesn't run sideways. I like that.
And now taken forward by Wilson.
Newton's that guy.
And now Hosea again.
Ooh,
Oh.
Hosea's a nasty player there.
Oh,
Definitely
UNM's
with-
got it.
I'll tell you what, I
UNM
would want
has
to have
the
to
ball.
tackle him. Lobos got it. They're sending it out wide. And that is the prop, I
Flat,
believe.
floating
Morgan
passes,
Smith.
setting those guys up to be annihilated.
Right. Yeah, he was real lucky. That guy's defensive man was marked right on him. He's lucky
Yeah.
he pulled that down without getting crushed.
So we're going to come back for the Utah State knock-on as the Lobos are going to get the opportunity to possess this one again.
Utah State's making a lot of mistakes. The Lobos are getting to play offense. They just can't do anything with it, can they?
They
They're-
have had more opportunities this half than they did the first.
Yeah, mostly because of Utah State errors. You can't do this late in the game, close game, and win. But in this game,
Yeah.
that may be what their problem was in the games they've lost, because we've seen plenty of talent out
Yes,
there,
yeah.
haven't we?
Just
Mistakes at the end of the game.
Hard to see how they could have lost the matches and have the record that they have.
We
Ball
can't
fed
even
in
win our
under
own
there.
damn put-ins here.
Oh.
Oh, excuse me for the French.
Well, that scrum was wheeled around.
Still maintain possession these days.
Yep. UNM had the ball underneath their side of the scrum so they don't lose the ball. It's whoever has the ball when the scrum is wheeled, they'll get to possess it again.
Let's see if we can get it hooked. Let's get it hooked. Yeah, I do too.
And you see Weisgerber, he's at that hook position. He's really got to get something going there.
El Paso, you used to pull that stuff all the time. You had a call for it, I know. Listen to you.
We did.
And that one
rolled right through.
Straight
no
through
no
the bag.
hook at all.
Straight out the tunnel.
Yeah, the
no
ball
hook at all.
Did not see any foot go through there. You got to wonder what is going on with. I mean, neither side attempted to get that ball.
Sometimes when you see the ball roll through like that, there's so much pressure on both hookers, man.
You can't do anything.
You don't want to do it.
You just can't do it.
It's a horrible feeling. Feel like you're going to take a dirt nap if you raise your foot.
Yeah. Man, look how low Utah gets.
It is definitely one of the lower scrums I've seen today, and you can see just the kind of leverage they got
by the
on
prop. Nice move. Nice move. Be with him.
Come on,
and that's Keith.
Those wing forwards have to be there. Where's this 6?
Keith runs forward.
Boom. Here we go.
And that is, I believe, the number 7. Nope, that's the 8, Brad Bettison. And now that is Kendred. Cliff Kendred. He's fighting off men. He's a great player, but he needs
What's
to
number
get
5
his support
doing? Get in
up there.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Here we go.
And blown dead. Why would you kill the play right there unless Utah took the ball? It's an offside. And Cliff Kindred's a little slow getting up. And booted out by Bettison. Out of bounds. So UNM's going to be putting this ball in probably about the 22-meter line. Maybe better than that, probably the 10-meter line.
10-meter, yeah. But they got to win their line out. They haven't been winning their set pieces at all. They can't win their
well, that was one of the players.
Or their line outs.
Hollett last year, Aaron Hollett was one of the guys who they had on that line out that's just not on the team.
He was something else, wasn't he?
Well, he was sitting at 6'5".
Is that right?
Yeah, he was a tough guy to beat on those lineouts.
They're bigger. They should be able to do this.
Bettison gets it this time.
That throw was so soft.
Kindred crashes through the line. And now that's Davis, Tylette Davis,
Man,
driven to the ground.
Every time they're running into 2 tacklers.
There's Chacon.
Hit him, Chacon. Yeah,
that's Bettison. Brad Bettison touches that one down for the try. UNM gets their first try of the game.
He won that line out
Second.
And then scored.
Yeah, they were 5, remember? Right here.
2 tries.
Sorry, second try, my bad. I forgot Chacon had one earlier.
And let's see if we can get a conversion.
So Brad Bettison gets his points.
That was pretty. That was
nice.
Well executed. He hit the hole in space, perfect timing.
Well, and he took the line out. And that I think the problem with our line outs is the throw is, you got to get the ball there. See how that one floated then? You got to get it there, man.
Well, we've seen Weisgerber last year. He didn't have issues on those throws. I don't know what's happening today.
Me either. But
that's what we were kind of talking about it earlier in the last game, the old bat from that jump position. And I always like those because my hooks would always
Did he get it?
chuck them hard. No flags.
He missed it.
So that's going to give UNM 16 points right now. Still 54 for Utah State.
I always loved it from the front of the line out when the opposition tipped the ball to the scrum half.
Well, as a jumper, I always preferred the tap because I figured my scrum could get it quicker. But I guess John Veely didn't agree as a scrum half. So
I used to annihilate him.
And what was that, Davis? That did not. It was picked up and saved by David DeVos.
Yeah, that little fullback's played a fairly decent game.
And there's Portilla to Kindred. Kindred shooting back forward. He was looking to send it back to Portilla, but they wrapped up his arm, something you were talking about earlier. And a slow restart there now in the hands of Davis to the prop Gonzalez.
Not sure why they're running out of there.
Or Garcia, sorry.
They need to get rid of that ball.
Come on.
Well, just possession may be what they're going for right now.
Yeah, but
want to impose some will as Chacon gets that ball. He spins it out to the lock over there.
Utah State's coming up tough on defense. And
Sean
fast.
Summer.
They're almost in the face of the receiver.
And a knock forward by Utah State as they were trying to take that ball away.
I almost think that was hands in a ruck, didn't you? That guy was going right across the top with his hands.
Well, right now, UNM's going to
I guess
have.
It must have been out the back.
Yeah, they're going to have a scrum down now. They've been somewhat successful. They've given up a lot, though. The only problem is we haven't seen enough hooking action going on.
Right. See how that ball rolls through there this time.
And Keith with the ball in hand. He sends it under. That one's hooked again by the prop.
Here we go.
I think that hooker's, that opposition.
And sent out Chacon, just barrels into a man, off to Kindred.
Nice.
Kindred flips it out to Keith.
Take him on and get rid of it. Oh.
Trying to stretch the defense. Successful that time. And that was taken forward there by number 16, Sean Swanson. And Weisgerber gets the ball, but is a knock forward by Utah State. So UNM will have another scrum put in.
Why did they call that? I mean, we had the ball.
Not quite sure. So our score 16-54 in favor of Utah State. University of New Mexico will be scrumming now.
If I'm the number 10, you know what I'm doing right now?
What's
I'm putting
that?
the ball right in front of us, right there. There is no coverage whatsoever.
That's a good thought.
It's like it's
go right over the top.
There's no tactical play at all.
Fullback's creeping up.
That one is
Look at that.
fed.
Oh.
He's called for feeding. That's the first I've seen that call today.
I think the scrum for Utah State is so low that the hookers can't lift his
Ooh.
foot to strike.
And that is a penalty in favor of UNM for the hurdle.
Yep, you got it.
Can't hurdle on that one, and that was Parker Zimmerman, the hook.
I'm telling you.
Not to be confused with Hunter Zimmerman, likely brothers.
Kicked it directly
And they
sideways.
kicked that ball. And, yeah, we just got confirmation from Coach Root. They are brothers, 16 and 17 for the Utah State University squad. And that ball comes back in. We see this ball is not being put in by Weisgerber. It's actually being tossed in now by Chris Irvin.
Looks like he's on the field. Oh, no, that's the other field.
No, there's that line curves out. It's kind of.
Who did that?
Well, they did it because of the scaffolding.
Oh. Seriously.
Yes. That's an engineering feat.
I see.
So we'll try this again. Irvine. And Bedesum up in the 2 position, gets the ball.
Nice jockeying for
Fed out long to
See,
Chacon.
look, they got the same
Chacon to
open
Kindred.
right here. Look at this.
Kindred blasts through Peterson. And UNM binds on. Their ruck gets blown up by Hosea, but they were able to hold on to it. Now Davis with the ball. And he runs directly into the ground. And now Chacon with the ball. He drives through.
There's no tactical kicking, so they've got everybody in the
creeping up.
Everybody's in the box, as they say in football.
Portilla, that's Bedesum. Bedesum tries to send it back to Portilla, but he's called out of bounds.
Or was that a touch?
It was touch. That multiple line stuff is not
confusing.
Good. Who lined the field?
Marty Watts.
No.
I'm teasing.
No, Marty's the one setting up this tournament today.
Yeah.
Very good job he's done.
Yes, he has. Fantastic job.
And right now this fed in by Zimmerman.
Nice.
Zimmerman gets the ball out to the other Zimmerman. Hunter Zimmerman now with the ball to Peterson. Now Hunter Zimmerman with the ball again. He does that double loop, but instead they hold on to it. There he is. And now far out there to the wing as Polinsky sends it out. Now Zimmerman's got it again.
And he loses.
Polinsky, it's hard to tell from here.
Good hit.
UNM.
Both of them are looping so much. And now David DeVos with the ball. The South African goes out of bounds.
Now that was a single loop. I watched that.
Well, he kept moving back to the other side.
He got the ball
putting himself into the back line every time.
He stayed in position. He was supporting.
Well, whatever
Good
he's
stuff.
doing is working.
It is good stuff.
UNM's kind of dragging
The Ute backs are tearing it up.
Yep.
And right now,
See how this ball
they're
goes
going
in
to
again.
give UNM the scrum down.
UNM's had some.
I'm telling
And this
you.
one fed in
Oh.
and kicked by
Right.
the hook. So now the hash kick, and Zimmerman feeds this one out here in the hands of Paskett. Paskett to Peterson. Peterson takes on Kindred.
Zimmerman.
And now Zimmerman, taken down by Portilla, Christian Portilla in good position. And sent out now, that's Farley.
Some good ruck in there.
And Zimmerman,
Ball retention.
he'll
Nice.
pop this one up.
They're using
David
it.
DeVos is the one in charge of
No.
this.
Oh. You've got to catch that ball.
And right now, Portilla's got the ball. Advantage is being played right now, if I saw that
Yes.
correctly.
Yes.
Christian Portilla had that ball. Weisgerber driving through. He sends that up to Chacon, who's immediately hit. And the ruck is blown up there, but we're going to come back for Utah State's knock-on. A lot of knock-ons recently. And that's the end whistle.
They were getting tired.
So, at the end, our score, 16 for the UNM Lobos, 54 for the Utah State University.
I'm glad we got this this game on tape for Tom Goslow, because there are a lot of things that he can work on that could really make a difference in this game. The tactical kicking was non-existent, and Utah took advantage of the fact that there was no threat.
No
And
threat of putting it over, yeah.
Loaded the box and worked the players over instead of having those guys have to turn around and chase.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good game to watch, folks. Stick around. I believe we're going to have the Black Ice on next. Either way, Aaron Rivera for Carl Hawkins, Delbert Arnold, our producer William Powell, and our cameraman Josh Luna. Stick around.
ProView Sports, baby.